Right, so here now to talk about the legalities surrounding all of this, let's welcome in constitutional lawyer Jay Diaz. Jay, thank you for your time as we take a live look at these protests. I want to talk about what we heard from Tom Homan there, but Khalil is going to remain in that ICE detention facility. He's in Louisiana at a facility there for now. What likely happens next?
Well, that's right. Mr. Khalil is currently in Louisiana at an immigration detention center. And what happens next is up to the court. The court has said that he's now, his lawyers have to be able to speak with him through privileged communication. That didn't happen previously. And there's currently a dispute about whether he needs to be returned to New York to be produced as per the writ of habeas corpus petition that his lawyers have filed. So it remains to be seen. I believe there was a hearing yesterday. And it's going to be in the judge's hands soon.
And Jay, his green card, because again, he was a legal green card holder. It was revoked by the Trump administration. Is that likely to be reversed?
Well, green cards are, as you said, lawful permanent resident cards. That means the person has been here for some time. I believe Mr. Khalil is married to a U.S. citizen, is about to have a baby. So there's reason to understand why he would have a green card. It means he went through an application process and was approved by the U.S. government to stay here permanently. That means for the rest of his life, if he so chooses. Now, a green card can be revoked, but not willy-nilly. It has to be done via due process. So a person typically is going to need to have committed some form of crime and be convicted for that crime. It has to be something relatively serious. And those are the typical situations where a person's green card is revoked and then they are deported. This is not one of those situations, as can be seen by what's going on and what's being discussed. So I think it's going to be some time before this gets resolved, and that's going to take. There's going to be a long legal battle. I assume, based on what the administration has said publicly and what Mr. Khalil's lawyers have said.
Yeah, and as you've been talking there, Jay, I mean, we are seeing, it looks like, people are being taken into custody, peacefully, but, this is at least the third person, as you've been talking, that I've seen, put their hands behind their back and then be escorted away by the officers there. This is really just part of the pushback to the administration's immigration crackdown that we've been seeing. Let's listen to some of what a New York City mayoral candidate shouted at the borders are yesterday.
How many more New Yorkers will you detain? How many more New Yorkers without charge? Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the First Amendment, Tom Homan? How many more New Yorkers?
All right, so, he's shouting there, do you believe in the First Amendment? Jay, so my question, talk about the validity of some of these concerns that we're hearing from critics.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of concern about the First Amendment rights here. I think lawful permanent residents, to begin, have First Amendment rights. They are protected in the same way as any U.S. citizen from government interference or government retaliation. And what we're seeing here is what the Trump administration at least has said. If we go by their own words, they've said that Mr. Khalil has aligned or made statements and led activities, protests, aligned with Hamas. Now, what does that mean? It sounds like speech to me. It doesn't sound like they're accusing Mr. Khalil of engaging in coordinated activity with Hamas, or that they are alleging that he has, is acting as their agent, or is trying to, in some way, advocate or benefit the organization in a monetary or direct way. He's just speaking, and that, or at least that's what the administration has accused him of. That is protected by the First Amendment. While the Trump administration has also said that they believe he is some kind of foreign policy threat, as you heard I believe the Secretary of ICE or Immigration Services, DHS. They've got to have some evidence here. And without evidence that he is some kind of spy or that he actually has coordinated with a foreign terrorist organization, they're going to have an uphill battle. The First Amendment is meant to protect everyone from viewpoint discrimination. That means when the government says they don't like what you are saying and they're going to take some governmental action against you, be that to fire you, to arrest you, to deport you, that's something that they simply, the Constitution prevents them from doing, and that's what the courts are going to be called to decide ultimately in this case.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.